Hey Rob, this video is for your agents, and I want to explain how the seller buy down strategy slash option works from their perspective. So I've chosen here a property. This is a jumbo loan. It could be, it works for any situation. It doesn't have to be jumbo. This is just this particular case. So in this column here, number one is just a simple perspective of a buyer coming in at list price, right? So this is what they're seeing. So you've got $1,579,000 as a list price, 25% down. You can see the loan amount, what the rate would be, cash to close number, and then your total monthly payment. Okay, so the second column here, this would be as if, as a listing agent, you've agreed to a $69,000 price reduction or price cut. Okay, and at this price point, it's not unheard of. So you can see what the sales price would be. And also the thing you can see here is what the impact would be to the buyer's bottom line. So monthly savings of $262 a month. Now here's where I think this option, this strategy is really important. It's the third column. So we've got, if they take, instead of taking the $69,000 and taking it off the price, we attack the rate as opposed to that. So we've got the same sales price as $1,579,000, 25% down. You can see here, instead of taking it off price, we buy down the rate. So now we're looking at a rate of 3.375, and you can see the impact now to payment. So it's a $764 impact to the payment versus what it would be if they just came in at list price. So that's the power of instead of taking it off of price, going after rate. Now here is really here's where it all lies, right? It's this fourth column, this price perspective. In order to get the same savings you have down here, the monthly savings, you'd have to drop your price to $1,377,000. That's a $200,000 cost to the seller. It's not going to happen, right? So that is why this strategy is so important and why it really is as powerful as I think it is, because when you go after rate, you really have a major impact on the financing versus going after price. So I hope this helps. I hope this makes sense. Really where this comes into play is if you've got some listings that are, obviously are sitting a little bit longer, and the seller, you have to have a conversation with the seller about dropping price. Maybe we market it as a below market rate, right? So nobody's going to be able to get this rate here. We market this as a below market rate type of situation where the seller has agreed to give a certain amount towards closing costs geared towards buying down the rate versus lowering the sales price. So, and going back, we always start from the perspective of, is the property worth it? Can it appraise? Do we have the comps? If we do, then we know this is definitely an option. If it's just overpriced, then that doesn't help. So, and if you look here, I want to point out a couple other things. Number one was income to qualify. So we took somebody whose income here to qualify is this number, and we brought this house down to somebody whose income might be a little bit lower. So if you have buyers who are looking to buy a larger house but only have a budget for something that's smaller, this is also a good option as well. And there's a number of things inside of this report that I can point out that would benefit either buyers or sellers, and also the listing agents, because at the end of the day, instead of dropping your price $200,000 to meet this buyer and what his financial needs are, you only have to come off of about $69,000. So a lot of benefit to this strategy, and I think in this marketplace you need as many options and strategies and things like that as you could possibly get. So I hope this finds you well. If you have any questions or you have a situation like this and you need help putting this together so that you can present this, number one, to your seller if you're having that price reduction conversation, or number two, if you've got somebody who's lowballed you and you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and you think there might be a deal to be had, I'm happy to put some numbers together for you and try to help you counteroffer and negotiate a better deal for your seller. All right, guys, have a great week. Thanks. Take care. Talk to you soon.